Lewis Hamilton appeared to aim a dig at world champion Max Verstappen following the British Grand Prix, saying his wheel-to-wheel battle with Charles Leclerc was more sensible than with Verstappen last year. Hamilton was also quick to praise Leclerc for his technique after the race. What really happened between Hamilton and Verstappen battling for the British Grand Prix? Let's find out. A lot has changed since Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen crashed while battling for the lead of the British Grand Prix 1 year ago. Verstappen has a championship behind him after his controversial title win over Hamilton, and he now has a second title well in his sight. Hamilton, meanwhile, is not in contention for the title for the first time since 2013, with his Mercedes team unable to get the best out of the new regulations for the 2022 season. Although their rivalry may not be direct in 2022 due to a lack of on-track action between them, it is still very much alive. And there is still plenty more to come as Mercedes looks to close the gap on Verstappen's Red Bull outfit. It was evident from the start of the 2021 season that the pair would be locked in a fierce battle throughout the year for the championship. Wheel-to-wheel battles in Bahrain, Imola, Portugal, Spain, and France all delivered hard-fought racing, but nothing which seriously crossed the line, though Verstappen did have to let Hamilton overtake after passing him off track at the season opener. It was Silverstone, though, where the pair's rivalry truly ignited. Verstappen had a 33-point lead and was gaining momentum with 3 wins on the bounce. But this lead was slashed to just 8 points after a collision between the pair, which Hamilton was at fault for, saw Verstappen crash out in the opening lap. Hamilton overcame a 10-second penalty received for his part in the incident and recovered to overtake Charles Leclerc for the victory, one which he and his team celebrated after the race, knowing the importance of the outcome. Meanwhile, Verstappen was taken to hospital for precautionary checks, having had a 51G crash into the barriers at 180 miles per hour. Verstappen, still in hospital while watching the celebrations, was enraged at what he saw. He tweeted, "Glad I'm okay. Very disappointed with being taken out like this. The penalty given does not help us and doesn't do justice to the dangerous move Lewis made on track. Watching the celebrations while still in hospital is disrespectful and unsportsmanlike behavior, but we move on." Appearing in front of media at the following race in Hungary, Verstappen revealed Hamilton phoned him after the race, and he found Mercedes' enthused reaction to their win as disrespectful. He told reporters, "He did call me. I don't need to go into details about that, but we did have a chat. It is disrespectful if one guy is in the hospital and the other one is waving the flag around like nothing has happened, while you push the guy into the wall with 51G. Not only that, just the whole reaction of the team besides that. That's not how you celebrate a win, especially a win how they got it. That's what I found really disrespectful, and in a way it shows how they really are. It comes out after a pressure situation, but I wouldn't want to be seen like that." Hamilton and Mercedes disputed Verstappen's complaints, with the Brit saying he was not aware the Dutchman had been taken to the hospital until his post-race TV interviews. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff also said the team had been told by Red Bull that Verstappen was okay before celebrating their victory. The pair collided once again at the Italian Grand Prix, though on this occasion both drivers crashed out of the race. The incident, which only worsened their relationship, saw Verstappen's car end up on top of Hamilton's, with the Brit's Halo safety device protecting him from a potentially serious injury. Verstappen was deemed predominantly to blame for the incident, and was handed a 3-place grid penalty for the next race, a decision the Dutchman typically disagreed with. Controversy surrounded the final stages of the season. Verstappen, fighting against Hamilton with his new and improved engine in Brazil, ran both himself and the Brit off track while attempting to defend the lead at turn 4. Verstappen didn't receive a penalty, and he was then issued a warning for weaving, before Hamilton eventually found his way through for the victory. The pair then collided again at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Hamilton eventually won the race to level up the championship, but only after surviving what could have been a title-ending scare as he drove into the back of Verstappen's Red Bull car. Lap 37 of the race saw one of the most bitter twists yet in a season already filled with controversial incidents, when Verstappen was ordered to hand first place back to Hamilton. He slowed down, seemingly brake testing the Brit, who clipped the rear of his car. Verstappen was penalized twice in the race, with Hamilton afterwards stating, "We all know how to race. There's only one of us who doesn't." There was further contact at the start of the title decider in Abu Dhabi, when they again collided on the first lap and Red Bull were unhappy that Hamilton overtook Verstappen off track. Hamilton dominated the race and appeared as though he would win his record-breaking 8th championship before the controversial ending, which saw Verstappen claim his maiden title. Since then, there has been nothing. Hamilton, despite the crushing disappointment of missing out on a record 8th championship, congratulated Verstappen after the race, and the pair have been respectful towards each other this season. Verstappen has even gone on to say there's no hard feelings with Hamilton ahead of their return to Silverstone. Meanwhile, over the winter break, Hamilton said that he hopes the pair keep their respect. He told Sky Sports, "We have a lot in common in a sense of how much we love what we do and driving. Then on the other side, we're ruthless. He's ruthless. I am." That's what you have to be in, I would imagine, business, but hopefully with a bit of compassion. We are fighters out there. There's no friends on the track. It's like when you go skiing, there's no friends out there. But I think what's really important is that we're human beings, and that we do keep respect. That of course is helped by the fact that Mercedes have not had the car to challenge Verstappen in Red Bull, with the Dutchman a heavy favorite to win his second title. But the rivalry is far from finished. That is at least proven by the reaction to Nelson Piquet's recent comments over Hamilton that resulted in him being banned from F1 for his racist language used against the 7-time world champion, where he referred to him as a little black man in a recent podcast while reviewing the Silverstone crash. Despite offering his apologies, Piquet has since been banned for life from attending any F1 event, and there was much support for Hamilton on social media from his team, F1, the FIA, and even rivals Ferrari and Charles Leclerc. While Red Bull have no direct involvement with the row, Verstappen is dating Piquet's daughter, Kelly, who dumped petrol on the blazing inferno of a story by then liking a post defending her father's comments. Red Bull released a statement stating that the team do not condone any form of racism, following a separate race row that led to the dismissal of Formula 2 driver Yuri Vips. Verstappen meanwhile added this week, "I've spent a bit more time with Nelson and he's definitely not a racist. He's actually a really nice and relaxed guy." That word can be interpreted two ways, and people pick up on the bad side, and of course it gets really blown out of proportion. People label him a racist, which I don't think he is. It's better to open a conversation than to ban people. You're not helping the situation by doing that. It's not helping what you're trying to enforce. It's better to chat. I don't think he should be banned from the paddock, especially as he's a 3-time world champion. Verstappen has been one of the few who came to the defense of Piquet rather than side with his old rival. It's been a saga that has done nothing to repair the already fragile relationship between Verstappen and Hamilton. Verstappen looked as though he might be in for an epic title fight with Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. The pair have enjoyed some fantastic battles for the lead, without the needle that existed between the Dutchman and Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton appeared to aim a subtle dig in the direction of Max Verstappen after securing a remarkable podium finish at the British Grand Prix on Sunday afternoon. The Mercedes driver managed to cross the finish line in 3rd place after a titanic battle with Charles Leclerc towards the end of a hugely chaotic 52-lap contest. Hamilton fought tooth and nail with Leclerc through the twists and turns of Silverstone and even went wheel-to-wheel with the Ferrari driver at the infamous Copse Corner. The 37-year-old went on to give credit to Leclerc for driving sensibly before making a subtle reference to last year's high-speed crash with Verstappen, which took place at the same part of the track and resulted in Hamilton picking up a 10-second time penalty. For a while, it was feeling long, Hamilton told Sky Sports F1 as he ran the rule over proceedings after the end of the race. "A bunch of things went against me. The gap was like 5 or 6 seconds to catch the Ferraris, but I had a really good long stint and thought we could maybe fight for the win. But the pit stop was not very quick and I struggled to warm up. Charles did a great job. What a great battle. A very sensible driver. Clearly very different to what we experienced here last year with Verstappen." After Lewis Hamilton's comments, it's going to be interesting to see whether Verstappen has got something to say about it or not. What do you anticipate from Hamilton's dig at Verstappen? Whether Verstappen has got something to say about it or not? Tell us what you think in the comments section below. And until next time, stay safe on the road and see you then. Bye bye.